What are emotions? Can you answer that question? Now, in psychology, emotions are traditionally being defined as a subjective experience that then entails a physiological change within you and is being expressed through an expressive response. So, in your body, on your face, in your tone, and so on. So, emotions are being usually defined as something that is happening within you and is pretty private. And then we have the second layer to it. Generally, we want people to understand what it is that they are feeling so they can be able to express themselves correctly. Now, with expressing yourself, what we also mean is then to understand and regulate your emotions, right? So something is happening within you and we want you to be aware of it, then manage it. And so then make yourself, from an emotional intelligence perspective, capable of understanding emotions also in the social setting and then managing them in the social setting. But what if I tell you that emotions are not just an individual experience and something that is happening within you, but more so, emotions are something that we socially construct together in relation to one another. Now, this concept and this understanding of creating emotions together as a social concept is not something that's new. It has lately gained a little bit more momentum due to Adam Grant, but it is something that has been widely discussed, developed by Irving Goffman, and then followed by Arlie Hochschild, if you do want to read up on them, through practice theories. Now, in the practice theories, the way we understand emotions, we understand them as something that we are doing in order to make someone else understand that we are being something. So you are doing being angry, for example. So you're doing something in a specific way to have someone else understand that their actions or a specific context made you angry, but you're performing that emotion. So it's not just about something that is happening within you, but something that you are bringing into an interaction. And now here is the thing. And I really, I'm asking you to try it out. When you are together with someone else and you are talking about something, you are having an impact on that other person. The way another person is also impacting you, depending on how they are acting, how they are speaking, how they are moving their body, how they are using the voice and the tone, and everything that they are bringing into a situation creates a specific energy, right? Like the way I am doing this right now, in order to make you a little bit more curious about what are emotions and how can we also be curious about them and understand them in a different way. Now, being in a specific situation, you can come in and you can be angry about something, and you can come in and say, you know what, I was today at Kroger and I was trying to find a parking lot and someone just cut me off and they took my parking lot. It made me very angry. Like, I'm really upset about this. Or you can also do the same thing by saying, you know what, I was at Kroger and I was just like waiting there and I was trying to like put my car into a specific spot, but then someone cut me off. Can you believe that they just really cut me off? You can see there are two different ways of bringing across the same situation, talking about the same emotion, but bringing in a different energy into that emotion. What did that do to you? How did you react now to the different forms of me performing anger from two different perspectives? So yes, an emotion is something that we are of course feeling inside, but even while I was performing how I parked my car in two different ways, that alone also impacted me inside in a different way, and that impacted you in a different way. So emotions are not just something that is happening within us and that we have to necessarily understand and express in a correct way. Emotions are something that we understand in a specific cultural and social context, and we are creating them together. And that means also that we have the responsibility to create the space in which all of us can understand emotions in a wider perspective of how we are using them in order to move people, ideas, ourselves, groups together, bring people together or bring people apart for that. Because there are different forms, of course, of emotions. There are difficult emotions, there are positive emotions, there are emotions that lift us up, and there are emotions that also just bring us down. And we need to understand how we are using those emotions in order to create specific situations and what we want to then impact in those situations. So this is a little bit today about, emotions and understanding emotions more so from a social perspective and a cultural perspective. My name is Dr. Kinga Mnich, and I hope that, this created a little bit of curiosity in you, and that you are going to dive a little bit deeper, more so into the wider understanding of emotions. And please, leave a comment and send in your questions. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this understanding, and let's develop together a broader understanding of what emotions and emotional energy actually is, and how we can use them on a daily basis in our leadership positions and in our leadership roles within our communities. See you soon.